it's all about connection and connecting to skateboarders. The artwork, the content, just connected to that time.
Like back then when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at all the New World stuff, it's so sick. Like all the boards and graphics, like pretty gnarly stuff on some of the graphics, like Accidental Death Board, like all those ones are super, super sick. McKee, who knew he was such a genius?
When you saw something Marc McKee did, you give Marc an idea and go, I want you to do this, and you get it back, and it was better than the idea you actually had. It's like he read your mind and go, okay, I see what's in your brain, but it's not that good. We're gonna make it better than what's in your brain.
One of the things that was so exciting by that time was the actual art on the boards. I mean, these guys were as important to the movement of skating as the actual skaters were, because they were just as mind-blowing artistically as these guys were physically on a skateboard.
You know, graphics were changing like once a month, 10 new graphics coming out. You like one board, you go back to the shop to get it, no chance, new graphics.
The boards were just cool. They were like cool hip-hop album covers, you know, and they fit everyone's personality.
I remember having the wall of cease and desist. They all became a blur after a while. And they were sort of funny. We hung them up like badges of honor. Everybody tells you to cease and desist, but no one ever does anything about it. It was so funny. I just got, here's a cease and desist from Dr. Seuss. And what the fuck's he gonna do? He's like 80 years old. Was he gonna beat us up?
Neither of us really had a social life, and like that was all we did. At least I didn't. I don't know if Mark did, but
no, I didn't either.
We're just two nerds, like just drawing all day long.
People always used to, you know, you guys are a pussy company, you just do cartoons. You're not hardcore like us. And I look at their boards and what is so hardcore about like a skull? You look at a pushead graphic and go, who cares? Like, well, that's scary. That's not evil. And so I'm talking to Mark and go, man, let's make something that is truly evil.
Marc McKee does this thing, comes back, unveils it, and it is both barrels. It's just gnarly. It's got the... And Jason's looking, he's like, that's something.
My initial reaction was, I don't want this board to be out with my name on it. I don't want to piss people off. I don't want to upset people. And Rocco was more in a position of not caring, which I can respect because, you know, you got to do what you want to do.
Mark, who for some reason actually believes he's a Catholic or, you know, has some sort of religious background, even though he's probably never been to church except to skate, told Jason, if you ride this board, something bad's gonna happen. And it's evil. It's evil. Evil, I tell ya. Talks Jason out of it. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, can't have that happen.
And Steve Rocco is suddenly loving this because all morals are built on price. Well, in this case, it's like, how much do you want? Because Jason's name was huge, the company's doing well. I'll write you a check. I believe it's 10,000 bucks. And Steve, I think, did it in red ink just for kicks. And he's like, wow, how much? And Steve was loving it. Ripped one off the computer, wrote it in hand, a big no-no, and here you go, Jason. What's it gonna be?
Oh man, are you serious? 10,000? Oh, that was so much money to me. I took the check, and it's funny too because Rodney tried to talk me out of it too. I don't know if he said that, but he did. He said, it's not good, Jason, it's not good. You shouldn't do it, you shouldn't do it.
Devil. Kills me to say Mark would be the angel's role, but that would be his place in a sense, like don't do it in that sense. And so you got these guys tugging Jason so hard, in many ways the most influential people in that part of his life, and Jason took the check.
That was one of those moments where Mark was being very serious, you know, and he said, if you're not into it, don't do it. And so it was nice to hear him say that, because that's when I was able to say, you know what, I actually don't feel good about it, and I never really did. So we drove back and I gave Rocco the check back. And it pissed him off.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We've already got the graphic, we're already making the stuff. Natas wanders in, sees the graphic, and I go, hey Natas, you want that graphic? And I never thought of it for Natas because people always believe like Natas, Satan, backwards, even though it has nothing to do with that.
And so I thought it'd be a good board for me to have. Sort of a poke in the eye of the people who have all these kind of problems with it and didn't really address it rationally, and so we put it out there. I still like it.